Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Yap session. Today we are going to be talking about my definition of self-love. Let's get into it. First thing I want to say is I feel like so many people have like a physical generic version of self-love, which is not bad, okay? I feel like skincare, okay, spa days, okay, treating yourself. I'm gonna buy that meal. I'm gonna buy this outfit that I want. I feel like that is self-love, but it's such a small part of it. Such a small part of it. To me, self-love is the decisions you make. And I stand 10 toes down on that as my definition. And we're gonna get into it, but briefly what I mean. Are you loving yourself by choosing to stay with someone who hurts you? Are you loving yourself by taking back someone who did that? You get what I'm saying? The decisions matter. The decisions matter because it's what you allow. It's what you allow. If you're taking that, that's what you think you deserve. Oh, I know it's gonna ruffle some feathers, but trust me, I've been there. I've been there. I think that self-love can be really, really lonely. It's supposed to obviously be something done alone, but I feel like it can be very, very, very lonely. I have had such a tough past year full of real self-love, like actually choosing myself over and over again in different situations. And it has been so lonely, guys. Not the whole time, but it can really feel lonely when you initially make those decisions or when you're forced to have to keep making those decisions. Loving yourself is choosing yourself, y'all. I'm gonna say it again. Loving yourself is choosing yourself. Choosing yourself. I believe that, you have a tolerance. Like, you can give people grace sometimes. You can feel people out. But when you continuously choose to let that friend play around with you, let that boy play around with you, let that girl play around with you, let your partner play around with you, let your mom play around, and you just keep giving your grace every single time, I'm sorry, babe. You don't love yourself. You don't love yourself. And like I said, once again, please do not be mad at me. Because I might have been like, of course I love myself when I was in a relationship like that. But from the outside looking in, girl, you didn't. You did not. I encourage everyone this year to be selfish. Be selfish all 2024, please, because being selfish with yourself is really not a bad thing, in my opinion. People think setting boundaries is selfish. People think leaving people is selfish. That's up to you to decide, but I feel like those choices that I had to make were real self-love. Let me use myself as an example for a second. About 9 months ago, I left a relationship. I left my abuser. So proud of myself for that. And that, I feel like, is where my self-love journey truly started, back in May. I started a relationship with someone I know did not love themselves. And I'm not even saying that to be mean or like, it's literally the truth. This is someone who did not like the way they looked, always felt like they had to be in competition or just wanted to be wanted, always felt like someone was better or I was gonna leave them for better, or I was so pretty that I had better options. And insecurity is inescapable, okay? It's inescapable. I have my insecurities. I'm going to be insecure sometimes. I am. It's a fact. It's a fact. It lives in everyone, no matter how much people try to deny it. But you have to let insecurity be a moment, not consume you like it consumed my last partner. So back to me not loving myself. I was with someone who came to me vocalizing that they were an insecure person, they had a lot of trauma, blah, 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 blah. And I still let this person still used to convince me, I'm insecure because of you. I feel this way because of you. It's because you don't do this, or it's because you do this. Even though they felt that way before they met me. It's called projecting, babe. This boy was so emotionally abusive, y'all. He called me self-centered because after we ate, I checked in my mirror to see if my lip liner was still there. And later he was like, I feel like that shows that you're kind of self-centered. What?
There he go, hating again.
Please, all 2024, I don't want to see the jealous man epidemic. It's scary. It's scary. And on top of that, that was also someone who used to sexually abuse me and sexually assault me. In that relationship, I felt like I had to be the savior. I felt like, oh, he does this because of this and this. Like, I'm an empath. I go deep. Like, I see right through people. I'm like, I know why he acts like that. I know why he's telling me that. Like, that's one thing I definitely learned throughout being with people, is a lot of stuff people do isn't about you, it's about them. And not in a cocky way, because sometimes we're all the problem. Not like that, not like that. But a lot of stuff stems from other areas, and I could see that clearly in this person. And I thought it was my job to, oh, I can help him, or I can save him, or he says he's gonna stop, or he says he's gonna do this. So accepting abuse because I love someone and I want to believe that they're better is not self-love. Because by choosing to stay in that situation, I was allowing it. And that is not self-love. It has been such a long, hard, lonely journey leaving my abuser, but it has been one of self-love. That was the first step. You know how people say, like, one day girls just wake up and they realize, like, all the bullshit you do to you, and they're like, yeah, I'm done. Like, you don't even have to do something at the moment. That was me. Not funny. It was a very hard emotional breakup. It is so hard to leave someone you love, even if they're abusive, because you can't see the abuse when you're in the situation. I just started thinking of all the hurts, all the pain, all the convincing me I'm a terrible person, all the accusing me of stuff, all of it. And I was just like, I literally woke up one day and was like, I don't deserve this shit. I don't. And I literally told him, if I can't get over this feeling, like, I think we have to break up. And I broke up with him a couple days later. When I tell you I have never felt so free in so long, oh my God. Y'all know that one SZA line, and kiss me more? Yeah, that's how we felt.
Ain't fucking with you for like jail, nigga.
While we'll get back to that, self-love is not only shown in relationship decisions, any decisions. I remember at the beginning of 2023, I was at a job that I was miserable at, barely making any money at, and barely getting any days at. And I quit the job before having a next job to line up with. And everybody thought I was crazy for that, but I just had to go. Like, the environment was not for me. I didn't deserve it. And you know what? Y'all, that was literally the job from the story time from before. And you know what? After, I found a job that I completely enjoyed. I mean, I never called out of this job, and I made way more money. Okay. And I'm very lucky that that happened for me. Thank you, you know, thank you for all the protection. But it doesn't always happen that fast, which is why self-love can be so hard. I literally had a revelation today about my relationships where I'm like, I feel like since I left my abuser, any other romantic situation I've been involved in, I always, whether it's big or small, I haven't been in another relationship since, I always choose myself. I've learned so much about leaving people where they're at and knowing what I want and knowing if I'm not compatible with someone and taking my L's small. That is such a big thing. Take your L's when you're small. Listen to people when you get to know them and make decisions. Don't, oh, but they're so cute. Oh, that might change. Take people as they are. God, that's what I've been doing. And it has been really, really lonely. But that is the thing about self-love, is choosing the loneliness. Choosing this season, because I know that maybe this is just what's for me at the moment. And there's also times that I feel so grateful and thankful to be alone. This Christmas was like the happiest December I've had in so long as a single person. Last Christmas was literally ruined by my abuser. I left his house in the middle of the night. Last Valentine's Day was also spent with my abuser and was so terrible and such a mentally, emotionally draining day. And this year, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm so grateful that I have myself to spend it with instead of being with an abusive partner. And so it's moments like this when I'm like, I'm so thankful to be alone and be in my own energy and have myself, because I'd much rather be here than be where I was. I also think that self-love is about celebrating your wins. Celebrate them. It doesn't matter who else thinks it's a win. It doesn't matter how big or small other people think it is. Do it. Celebrate for yourself. The other day, I was thinking, like, I feel like in 2023, it was such a terrible year and, like, not much changed. And then I thought, girl, you got monetized on TikTok and you left your abuser. Those are two huge wins. Like, girl, you and it's moments like that where I'm like, I love myself. I love that I can give that to myself and really feel it and feel happy and feel celebrated, even if it's just me, that I don't have to tell other people about it. I know. At some point, in some moments, I can't even lie, sometimes you are going to care what people think. Like, we're human. It's just ingrained in us. It's honestly how we're raised. We're raised to appease other people and care what other people think. But self-love is, you gotta start letting that go. Especially in my community, especially being a Black woman. To all my Black women out there, Black people, do what makes you happy. That is self-love. Making those choices for yourself. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. If you want a tattoo, get a tattoo. If you want to dye your hair, dye your hair. That's the thing about other people's life, is it's not yours. It's not yours. So make those decisions for yourself that make you happy. I've never worked a full-time job. If I worked a full-time job, I'd probably have a lot more in my savings. I'd probably be making a lot more money. But I'm not, because I've always wanted to leave space for my creativity, because I know in the end, I want to be a creative as a career. Some people have a lot to say about it. Oh, you have time, you should be working part-time, blah, 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 blah. But I'm standing on business and making the choice that I'm not, because I need to make space for my other work that is just as real, even if I don't get paid for it yet. If you think you're ready to date or ready for a relationship, and someone else tells you, no, you're not, you should do this, you should do that. If you are really being real with yourself, not being delusional, being really, truly honest with yourself, you think you've done the work, you're ready, do what you want. I feel like everyone would be so much happier if they just did what they want. And I know that is not easy for a lot of people coming from this judgmental world. Like I said, especially if you're Black like me, coming from a very judgmental family, if you're from an immigrant family, if you're from whatever. But at the end of the day, I hope every single person watches this video finds the courage to make decisions for themselves that make them happy. And if I'm being honest right now, also love yourself in every form. Don't love yourself because you got a degree. Don't love yourself because you got a new job. You are just as lovable when you're in bed sobbing. You are just as lovable when you're in bed rotting. You are just as lovable on that night that you're up with panic attacks. Your love doesn't deteriorate. That has been a very hard thing for me to navigate in the past years. Dealing with being a victim of SA and just coping with my trauma, coping with my flashbacks, having PTSD, having panic attacks and stuff like that, it is very easy to criticize myself. Sometimes I would find myself being like annoyed annoyed because I'm hurting, because I'm traumatized, being like, I thought I was over this, like I just want to be over this, like why? Trying to basically rush myself. And girl, that is not it. Self-love is accepting myself on those days. That is something so traumatic that people, it's been about over a year for me. Some people struggle with that for 10 years, for 30 years. They never get over it. Like, the healing process is not linear, and beating myself up just because I'm in a version or a place I don't like is not self-love. But I also don't blame either version of myself. I don't blame the version of myself who is in pain, and I don't blame the version of myself who is wanting to rush my process. They are both so valid, so acceptable, and yeah, giving myself grace with my healing journey and my trauma has helped so much. And I hope everybody watching this video can learn to give themselves just a little bit of grace every single day. Because this life shit is hard, y'all. It is fucking hard. And I feel like the more you get older, you realize that we all have something. We're all too much. I hate people saying, this person's crazy, this person's too much. We're all too much. We're all too much. And when we all accept that, then we'll all stop saying that. And I hope you took something away from this video. Because I'm making this on a day where I need a little bit of self-love and had to have a little bit of patience with myself today too, so. But like always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. If you enjoyed content like this, please follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Alicia Milan. If you follow me on TikTok, you already know. This is like an extended version of what I be doing on TikTok. I have a playlist called Wise Words. I do, I'm basically a living quote. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, listening to me yap. Second yap session on this channel down. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!